They say he can't die, that he's walked the earth for 400 years, a shadow in the jungle, a name whispered by men who never saw his face, the ghost who walks, the phantom. Long before capes and emblems, he was the first, a hero without superpowers, just a will sharper than bullets. And now he's back, not as a relic or reboot, but as a story reborn, bleeding with realism, history and danger. This is the Phantom 2025, and the legend is walking again. Before the jungle knew his name, it knew his mark, the skull ring, a single punch, and evil remembered its pain forever. It all started in 1536, when a sailor swore an oath upon his father's grave to fight piracy, greed, and cruelty in all its forms. Each son that followed wore the same mask, walked the same path, and carried the same oath. And so, the legend never aged. Generations passed, yet the world never guessed it was many, believing instead in one immortal, ageless, unstoppable man. That illusion became his weapon. Over time, the jungle turned him into a ghost story. Parents whispered to restless children. Pirates feared him like the devil. Warlords sent men to hunt him and found only bones. Because the Phantom isn't just a man. He's an echo, one that refuses to fade, even when the world forgets its heroes. Now, the Phantom returns. Not as nostalgia, but rebirth. In a modern jungle of drones, greed, and guns. The ghost who walks still answers the call. The jungle waits in silence, thick and humid, holding its secrets close. Somewhere beneath the canopy, a plane crashes, tearing through the calm like a knife. Fire spreads along the wings, fuel hissing, threatening to explode. And on that wing, a figure in a mask, moving with impossible grace. The Phantom. He's not just reacting, he's thinking, always a step ahead. A smuggler scrambles through a jagged hole, rage burning in his eyes. In the blink of an eye, the Phantom takes him down. Chaos doesn't stop there. A dazed pilot, gun trembling in his hands, freezes. Words fail him. Bullets speak. The Phantom adapts. He rescues them both and melts into the forest before the fire can claim anyone. Cut to home. Diana, his wife, brushes away the bruises on his body, teasing him lightly. Brief, intimate banter. A reminder that even legends carry the weight of love and memory. The Phantom's world isn't just jungle and shadows. It's life. It's these ties. The people he protects. The story stretches outward. Bandar village, Guran, and the ailing village chief. You feel the heat, the humid air pressing against your skin, children mimicking his strikes. The Phantom isn't just a ghost story, he's part of the ecosystem. Every move, every glance, every interaction is rooted in this community. But peace is fragile. Smoke curls from distant mountains, a warning. Fire, the wrecked plane, the scent of heroin and cocaine. Nothing about this is simple. The Phantom assesses, plans, and acts. He blends into the shadows, calls on Devil, his young wolf. Together, they track, watch, and strike. Silent, precise, almost spectral. Dawn brings the real threat. Military helicopters slice through the morning mist, and aboard them is Asif Singh. Not just a man, but a force that changes everything. He embodies greed, modernity, and intrusion. Olsen and Esposito render him with measured menace, letting the art convey dread as much as words. The Phantom reacts, using shadows and timing, dismantling the first wave quietly, preserving the village and his advantage. Conflict escalates. Tension oscillates between personal stakes and broader threats. Singh addresses the villagers, laying out coercion under the guise of compensation, his mercenaries acting as extensions of his will. Guran challenges him, the ailing chief watching, a tableau of history, legacy, and morality under siege. The jungle itself seems to pulse with the Phantom's intent. The narrative frames both hero and villain as extensions of their environment, skill, and ideology. This issue isn't about showing every blow, every escape. It's about tone, myth, and rhythm. In one opening sequence, Fox establishes the Phantom's skill, compassion, and decisiveness. In the village, we see why he's a legend, not for gadgets or powers, but because he is the guardian of a world still ruled by codes older than technology. Every panel, every line of dialogue emphasizes his duality: myth and man, shadow and protector, legend and husband. By the time the first issue closes, readers understand three things: the Phantom is alive, the village is under threat, and Asif Singh's intrusion is both immediate and long-term. More importantly, the comic conveys why this story matters. It's not just action for entertainment, it's a meditation on legacy, change, and the endurance of ideals in a corrupting world. So, how did the world world respond to this new Phantom? Critics and fans alike were watching closely, and the early verdict is clear. They're impressed. Major spoilers, for one, highlighted the way the issue opens in media response, right in the chaos of a plane crash. Before cutting back to Kit telling Diana the story, they called it a clever record scratch moment, one that instantly throws readers into danger while letting the myth breathe. The reviewer also praised the balance between old and new, noting that Fawkes doesn't force the story into modernity. He simply lets the Phantom exist in it, naturally. Fans echoed that sentiment. They love seeing a hero rooted in his environment, not floating above it. The Bandar village, the children, even the humidity and heat of the jungle all feel alive, real and dangerous. And the introduction of Asif Singh, perfectly executed. A villain who is more than muscle, a real threat to the Phantom, the village and the legend itself. The consensus? The Phantom #1 issue isn't just a reboot, it's a carefully crafted return, faithful, fresh and ready to leave a mark. The Phantom isn't just swinging through trees or taking out smugglers. He carries something heavier, a weight that centuries have placed on his shoulders. Legacy, duty, the burden of being a symbol. In the Phantom, this isn't whispered, it's shown. Every move, every choice, every glance carries the weight of a myth that refuses to die. Look at the village of Bandar. It's not a backdrop, it's a living, breathing character. Children mimic his strikes, elders watch with respect, and the land itself seems to hum with history. When danger arrives, the crashed plane, the drugs, Asif Singh's helicopters, it isn't just a threat to Kit Walker. It's a threat to the values the jungle has protected for generations, to the community that believes in its guardian. And then there's the myth itself. The Phantom thrives, not only because he's skilled, but because the world believes in him. Fear, respect, and awe are as much his weapons as fists or blades. He is the bridge between human heroism and legend, proving that stories, true or imagined, shape reality. Modern greed, technology, and violence clash with the old ways, yet the Phantom endures. This issue is a meditation on change, morality, and the power of belief. The ghost who walks isn't just a man. He's a warning, a promise, and a shadow that still guards the jungle. The Phantom didn't just stumble back into the modern world, he was deliberately brought here by minds who respect the legend as much as fans do. Mad Cave Studios, the publisher behind this revival, has taken a careful, thoughtful approach, honouring the century-spanning myth while giving it room to breathe in today's world. At the helm is Ray Fawkes, a writer who understands what makes the Phantom timeless. Fawkes doesn't rely on flashy gimmicks or hollow nostalgia. Instead, he grounds the story in humanity, danger, and morality. Every decision, every fight, every quiet moment reflects a man shaped by centuries of legend and the responsibilities that come with it. Visual storytelling is just as important. Russell Olson and Taylor Esposito bring Bangla and the jungle to life with rich, tactile art. You feel the humidity on your skin, hear the children's laughter, and taste the tension before every fight. Their work makes the Phantom real, not just myth. The series proposal really drives the point home. There are two stories happening at once. One shows the Phantom living in the jungle, protecting a village he cares about. The other shows him as a living legend, where reputation and myth can be just as dangerous as any punch or bullet. Mad Cave isn't just rebooting a character, they're bringing a whole world back to life. Issue #1 barely scratches the surface. The Phantom's world is way bigger than a single plane crash or one village under threat. This revival, it's not just a restart, it's more like a launch pad for something bigger, something mythic. The series has two main arcs. The first dives into the jungle, with the Phantom protecting Bandar and the people he loves. The stakes? They feel real, intimate and personal, human, tangible, a die-hard style tale of cunning, courage and community. But this is only the beginning. The second story takes the Phantom out of the village, letting his legend breathe and hunt. Here, myth becomes a weapon. Remaining members of the Singh Brotherhood, and perhaps even the modern Sky Band, are waiting. The Phantom's reputation precedes him. Fear, awe and respect do the heavy lifting while he strikes with precision. Fox, Olsen, and Esposito are laying groundwork for a longer, layered narrative. Each issue will build on the last, expanding Bangla, deepening the Phantom's relationships, and showing how a centuries-old legacy survives, and even thrives, in a modern world. For readers, that means tension, heart, and mythology colliding with today's jungle. The Phantom and his story is only getting started. The Phantom #1 issue doesn't just reintroduce a character, it resurrects a legend. From the opening moments of a crashing plane to the tense streets of the Bandar village, the issue reminds us why the Phantom has endured for centuries. Fawkes' writing captures the balance perfectly: heart, danger, and humanity, all layered under the weight of myth. The Phantom isn't just fighting criminals, he's defending ideals, legacy, and a community that believes in him. Olsen and Esposito's art elevates every panel. The jungle isn't merely scenery, it's alive. Heat, humidity, shadows, and movement all convey tension before a word is even spoken. The children, the villagers, the dogs, and even the rising smoke from distant fires all play their roles in this immersive world. Asif Singh and the Singh Brotherhood are more than villains. They are a statement of what modern greed and intrusion look like against a mythic hero. Their presence amplifies the stakes, making every choice, every fight, every shadowed move of the Phantom feel crucial. For fans old and new, this is a perfect balance of legacy and innovation. The Ghost Who Walks is back, alive, unpredictable, and as compelling as ever. The Phantom doesn't just continue a story, it proves that legends, when done right, never die.